Hi, I'm Justin Waffle, Director of Instruction at the Justin Waffle Golf Academy here at Island West Golf Club in sunny Hilton Head, South Carolina. In today's instructional segment, we're going to talk about the number one item that plagues the majority of golfers, the improper swing plane. What we want to focus on is creating a proper swing plane which will create more distance and better directional control. What we're going to focus on specifically is the body motions and how the arms work in the golf swing to get the club on plane. If you don't understand these things, there's no way you can make that change. So I cannot stress enough is to really focus and understand the proper body motions and body movements to get yourself into the proper position. So let's start first with the backswing and what we need to do in order to get the club on plane and get yourself set up to make an on-plane downswing. So number one, once you have the proper setup, and only when you have the proper setup, you can make a good backswing. So here we have a good setup, and what we're going to focus on is the takeaway. The first thing that has to happen is that we have to have a blended motion between the arms and the body, where they go together and work as one unit. So as we take the club back, the body's going to turn, and the hands and the club are going to follow, making sure that the club head stays out in front of the hands. So let me repeat that one more time. So as you can see there, we have a blended motion of the body and the arms. So as they work together, everything's turning as one. What I typically see with the majority of my students is that they have a problem where the arms lead the backswing. So what happens is the arms go first, creating the club getting behind the body, which leads to the opposite loop. That opposite loop leads to an opposite and equal reaction where the club works back over top of the body, creating that over-the-top swing, which we've all heard of. And that creates those slices and pulls that we don't like, and the distance that is, you sacrifice a ton of distance as a result of that. So once we got the proper takeaway, now we're ready to move on. So again, club head's out in front of our body, hands are in front of our chest. As we continue the motion up, we're going to hinge the club up, we're going to maintain that connection. It's extremely important that we maintain the connection between the hands and the body. As we do that, we're setting ourselves up for the top of the backswing and the rest of the swing coming back down. So again, the key thing here is the focus is making sure that the hands always stay connected with the body right in front of the chest, all the way to the top of the backswing. Now we're into the most important and hardest thing to really replicate and repeat consistently in the downswing, and that is the transition. If we can repeat this transition consistently and get it on plane right, we're going to hit the ball a lot farther and a lot straighter. So what we want to focus on there is really how we transition down. What I see with most of my students, again, is because the club head gets behind the body and the arms get too far behind, the arms have to go first and the body rotates instead of tilts. So the body rotates, the club comes way over the top, the arms are doing most of the work, which is very inefficient, leading to, top shots, fat shots, balls going out way out to the right, left, just very inconsistent ball striking. And we want to eliminate that. So the way we're going to eliminate that is really focus on the right shoulder and the right elbow coming down in the downswing. So as we get to the top, this is again the hardest move, we really got to focus on this right shoulder and the right elbow tilting. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm going to tilt this right shoulder, I'm going to tilt the elbow into the right hip pocket, and what this does is shallows the club out. So as you watch me here, you're going to see the club work and get shallow, and if you look at it very closely, if you're doing a lot of mirror work, this is extremely important to do a lot of mirror work here, is you want to look for the club shaft and your spine angle to be perpendicular or at a 90-degree angle. And this can only be achieved by the right shoulder and the right elbow tilting into the hip pocket. Alright, so as we do this, this is going to get the club on plane. And once we have the club on plane in that transition, we can make that good full swing and aggressive swing through impact and maximize our speed and control of the club face. So I hope this tip helps you in understanding the golf swing a little bit better and getting the club more on plane. Once you have that club on plane, again, the world is yours to hit longer and straighter shots. In 1 minute, I'll be back to give you a tip on how to help you improve the swing plane. Welcome back. In this tip, we're going to focus on creating the proper downswing swing plane. What you're going to need is an alignment rod. The reason for this alignment rod is it's going to provide us the necessary feedback in order to make this change. So what we're going to do with this alignment rod is we're going to get a ball, we're going to set up to this golf ball, we're going to place this alignment rod about 4 inches outside your target line, about 4 to 5 feet behind the golf ball at a 45-degree angle. Once you've placed that rod in to the ground, set back up to your golf ball. What we're going to focus on, we're going to take several repetitions very slowly, focusing on keeping the club underneath the rod going back, and then as we come back down, we're going to really focus on tilting the right shoulder, getting the right elbow into the hip pocket to get the club more on plane in the downswing. This rod here is to provide the necessary feedback. So if we do it incorrectly and we start turning or we start pulling our arms down first, we're going to hit this rod and it's going to provide us the feedback to let us know that we're not doing it correctly. So it's imperative that we set this rod up correctly. Once you've done about 5 to 6 slow repetitions to really get the feel, now you're ready to hit a golf shot. Repeat this 4 to 5 times again before each golf shot, and what you're going to do is, again, this is going to help to get the club more on plane and help you hit more crisp, solid golf shots. I hope this tip helps you.